Entrepreneurial. I hope everyone had a good break during the holiday. We'll be starting soon, but in the meanwhile, please make sure that you mute yourself. You can keep your camera on or turn it off, but we'll be starting very soon. I'm just letting everyone settle in and also feel free to let us know in the chat if you are currently a student at the university or if you're a teacher. We would love to know a little bit of your background and how you got the news. So feel free to text in the chat as well. Perfect. So we will start with our first webinar titled Building an Entrepreneurial Mindset. I am very excited to be the host. My name is Karen Bado. I am the new venture coach at the Stu Clark Center for Entrepreneurship. And we are having today Charlotte from the Career Development Center as well with us. Charlotte will be presenting the services and also share with you guys what is happening during the month. So Charlotte, you can take over and tell us what you have to say.
Thank you, Corinne. So hi, everyone. My name is Charlotte, and I'm one of the career consultants at the Asper Career Development Center. First of all, thank you so much for being here at this very first career-focused event hosted by the Stu Clark Center for Entrepreneurship, kicking off Asper Career Month with us. The Asper Career Development Center is your go-to place for all your career development needs, questions, and career-related inquiries. The Career Development Center provides career development and labor market supports to all of our Asper students throughout their academic journey and beyond. We believe that career development is a lifelong learning process and decision-making that brings you closer to your ideal job, skill set, and the lifestyle that you desire. And for that reason, all of our students and alumni remain to have access to all of our career development services. So this means that we are not only here to help you hit the ground running as a student, but we support you on your journey beyond graduation. The Career Development Center team is committed to help you thrive at every step of the way. So our team of career experts are here to help you hone your career management skills, navigate your occupational options, and translate your academic success to a career that suits your personality, your skills, and your interests. We can help you shape your career through assessments, helping you identify your unique interests, your short and long-term career options, and develop goals for career success. We offer extensive guidance and counseling through individual coaching and also group workshop sessions about employment preparation aspects such as resume writing, cover letter writing, interview preparation, but also elevator pitch and job search assistance. In addition to that, we host a multitude of recruitment events and career enhancing sessions throughout the academic year, offering our students the opportunity to connect with business leaders and professionals and build their network in the industry that you desire to venture into. Honing your career management skills is incredibly valuable as an entrepreneur too. You might be thinking, resume writing, what am I going to do with that? I'm going to start my own business. And while the experts at the Stu Clark Center for Entrepreneurship can help you build a unique business ownership model, you'll also want to think about your ability to deliver an elevator pitch or being able to confidently interview, writing a professional resume for a loan or a grant application. These are all skills that you're going to be using as an entrepreneur, and therefore our services can also really complement the Stu Clark Center services for your entrepreneurship journey. So basically what I'm saying is come see us. The easiest way to connect with us is through the Asper Career Portal. So what I'll do is I'll drop the link to the Career Portal in the chat for you all. If you haven't registered there yet, it's really valuable to do so because you have access to all of our events, workshops, counseling sessions, etc. And I'd like to remind everyone that we are hosting many more career-focused events throughout January Career Month. And you can find more information about all these events on that same career portal under events. And then lastly, I'd like to close off with a reminder for everyone who's here today that the University of Manitoba Career Fair is taking place on January 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this is a wonderful opportunity for all of you to connect with business leaders in the industry that you want to start your entrepreneurship journey in and really build your network. So with that, I'm dropping the link in the chat for everyone to the career portal, and I'm handing it back to Corinne. Thank you so much for letting me do this quick talk, Corinne.
Thank you so much, Charlotte, for all this information. So I will invite everyone to take a look at the link and to learn more about the Career Development Service Center services. So again, Happy New Year. Welcome to everyone. And we will start with our first topic of the year for our winter session, building an entrepreneurial mindset. So following the next slide is a short video about the Steel Clock Center services. So I will invite you to pay attention.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship. It's the light bulb moment from your first big idea. It's the decision to set out on a new path. It's the realization that entrepreneurship starts with a spark, and that spark starts here. At the Stu Clark Center, we're here to nurture your ideas and help spark your entrepreneurial spirit. How? How about competitive opportunities to free your inner entrepreneur? Advice from venture coaches who have walked the walk. Or some of the best networking events you'll find on campus. You'll find it all right here. By focusing on education, awareness, community, coaching, and connection, we build strong relationships with our students and do everything we can to help them on their journey to self-starting. At the Stu Clark Center, we thrive when you thrive. No idea is too big or too small. The Stu Clark Center is your one-stop shop for everything you need to start your journey. So why not start today?
So thank you for listening. And this is a quick Zoom etiquette. Again, please stay muted throughout the whole webinar and open up your cell phone. Follow us on our social media. Most of our information is distributed through our social media. So make sure you give us a follow on our LinkedIn, Instagram, and also Twitter page. You can type Stu Clark Center for Entrepreneurship and you'll be able to see the page. Perfect. I will introduce myself. If you are new to the webinar of the Stu Clark Center, then this is a new face for you. I am the new venture coach. I started the position back in November 2021. And a little bit on my background, I have a bachelor in business administration, but also 7 years of experience working as a financial officer for the World Trade Center, Winnipeg, and as well as a financial analyst for CBC French Services. So I have a background in accounting and financial strategy. I myself is also an entrepreneur. So I have been working as a consultant, helping women in business, fempreneurs succeed and thrive in the business. I'm also a co-founder along with my sister of an e-commerce called Kikera. So we basically are selling skincare made of organic product. And lastly, I'm currently working on my own venture as a CEO of my enterprise called My Little Tribe. So if you have any question, you can always send me an email and I'll be able to go deeper if you have any question regarding my background. So at the Stu Clark Center, we have a pretty dynamic team. We have our CEO, our director, Deborah Johnson-Young, and she is a powerhouse. If you know Deborah, you know that she has a beautiful personality, a lot of experience in the marketing field, and now she's leading the team here at the Stu Clark Center. And we have Lindsay, our marketing coordinator, Amy, who's back from a long maternity leave, but we are so happy she's back. She's our program coordinator, and she has every answer that pertains to the competition. And we currently have your application ready. So if you're thinking of attending or participating to one of the competitions, please go on the website or send an email to Amy, and she will answer all the questions that you may have. And lastly, we have Melinda. She's our office administrator. So this is the team here at the Stu Clark Center, and always feel free to send us an email, contact us if you have any questions. Everybody here is here to support you in your entrepreneurial journey. Lastly, but not the least, we have our webinar series. So I would definitely encourage you to go online and register to the following webinars that we'll be having. The next one is protecting your intellectual property. So if you're working on a prototype and you have a one-of-a-kind product, this is a webinar that you do not want to miss. You want to make sure that you are securing your information and protecting your unique prototype, making sure that it's patented properly. So go ahead and take a look at the list that we have. You do not want to miss as well the fireside chat with Michelle. An entrepreneur's journey is more like a panel. So we will be having 3 successful local entrepreneurs coming and sharing their story with you, just to get you inspired and get you going with your business ideas. So this is the one also to look for. Right now, all the winter session webinar are listed on the website. So I would like to invite you to take a look and register now so you don't forget about doing that later. This is a quick step visual on how to do so to access the future webinars, but we also have a lot of resources on our website. All our previous webinars were recorded, and you can go back and access this information to help you as well in your journey. If you have any questions regarding how to get creative, we have no idea, no problem video right now, how to validate your market, and all of those webinars were hosted by Josh, who was the previous venture coach. So feel free to check out the website and utilize the resources that we have available for you. So let's dive right into the topic of the day, building an entrepreneurial mindset. What I would like for you to take in terms of takeaways is just to understand that entrepreneurship is a career path too. And during the webinar, you'll be able to take a look at the different mindset traits that many successful entrepreneurs were able to develop. So whether or not you believe that you are a born entrepreneur, or you're not sure if entrepreneurship will be a viable career for you, I think this is the best way to get your foot right into the entrepreneurial world. And we will end up with a Q&A where I will invite you to, right now, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, you can start typing your question in the chat. And at the end, we'll be able to answer the question that you may have. So feel free during the webinar, if you have any idea, feel free to put that into the chat. So my first question that I will ask you, would you consider entrepreneurship as a career? I actually have a poll here that I will share just to get a sense of where you are currently at in terms of entrepreneurship. Do you have any idea what entrepreneurship means? Or it's something that you don't understand? It's something that you think, okay, maybe I have an interest. I want to learn a little bit more. I'm hearing entrepreneurship, but really, what is entrepreneurship? So I'm just gonna send right now the poll, and feel free to answer if you will consider entrepreneurship as a career, if you see yourself as an entrepreneur, or if you see yourself more as an entrepreneur, or none of the above. So feel free to answer. I'm just gonna wait, and I'll be able to carry on. but there's no right or wrong answer. If you don't feel that entrepreneurship is for you, it's okay to just put none of the above. If you feel that you are more comfortable having like a regular job, you know, it's still fulfilling for you. There's no pressure to feel that entrepreneurship should be the way or a career for you. So I'm just gonna let that run, just give you guys a little bit of time to answer the question. Wow. Wow, I can see right now that we have 62% of people are actually considering entrepreneurship as a career. So I'm pretty impressed and I'm very happy because you guys are validating the fact that I should be a venture coach just to be able to assist you. Okay, and we have 29% of the audience thinking that they consider themselves more as an entrepreneur. So the only difference between an entrepreneur and an entrepreneur is just the entrepreneur is working within the sphere of the entrepreneurship of the business. So meaning you are currently an employee in a business, but you have creative ideas. You're always thinking of new ways of operation. You're always thinking of better ways to run the business, to make the business profitable. So you will consider yourself as an entrepreneur versus an entrepreneur is someone who will be running their own business. So they will be their own boss. So that's the only difference. But both mindset, both choices are needed in our community. It's needed in the business world. So that's great. I'm just gonna share the result quickly here so you get to see. And none of the above, it's okay. Sometimes you don't have to figure everything out right away. I will take my experience as an example. I never seen myself as an entrepreneur. It really started to grow inside of me the past 3 to 4 years. So sometimes you just need to take the time you need and figure out your life before making a big decision when it comes to your career. And in case you're wondering why should I consider entrepreneurship as a career, simply because it's a lucrative career. As we can see here, this is a visual from Statistic Canada, just showing the weight of small business owner in the economy, the Canadian economy. As you can see, you have over 41% of small businesses contributing to the economy. And depending of where the venture is standing, I'm assuming that it's probably in that category if it's just run by one person and making less than 500,000 revenue per year. So basically, entrepreneurship is a valuable career because you can be able to sustain your life as an entrepreneur. Now, it's not necessarily easy, but we will get through that point at a certain time during the presentation. And we also have big ventures that will definitely fall into the large business category as well. That's when your business is actually flourishing and you are able to scale up and become a very big corporation. So it is a lucrative career choice. There's also a lot of truth and myth regarding entrepreneurship, but most of the time, if you become an entrepreneur and if you get to that point of success, you will be able to live the life that you dream of and have that balance that you hope to have. And again, the world needs entrepreneurs. We need people that are creative. We need people that are not afraid to pursue their dream, to pursue their idea. This is how the world is evolving because we have people that are always thinking about what's next, whether it's technology or it's coming to like a new product, answering a need or creating a need. The world needs entrepreneurs. The world needs people who are dreamers and are ready to go for their dream and do what it takes. So whether you're thinking of starting a business, if you are leading a team, as we said, if you are more like an entrepreneur, and also as well, if you're starting as a side hustle, you can still consider yourself as an entrepreneur as long as it has that innovative drive to it. There is a difference with running a business as a regular business owner and being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurial venture have that potential of scaling pretty fast and are really technology driven as well, and really up there in terms of advancement. So the world needs you, the world needs your idea, and I definitely encourage you to at least consider it and give it a try. Give it a try, think about the idea, go for it. And if it's not for you, at least you will live without regret, but still nourish that idea of maybe becoming an entrepreneur. And again, I quickly touch on the difference with entrepreneurship and running a business as a business owner. Entrepreneurs have that ability to innovate, to really take something and quickly be able to scale up. And it's a little bit different than running an e-commerce, which is still, which you can still consider as an entrepreneurial venture. For example, Crank Energy, she came up with a clean recipe for a nutrition bar, right? We probably know when you go at Superstore that you can just grab any bar and be okay with that. But she came up with her own recipe and made something clean. And right now she's running a very successful business because she came up with that creative recipe. That's her own. So this type of way of thinking and operating can still fall into the category of entrepreneurship. Same for people, if you have a degree in chemistry and you come up with a very like a cream that will like keep the skin glowing, and you have nothing like that in the market, it's still considered as an invention. So you will still fall within that category of entrepreneurship. And again, not all entrepreneurial ventures are breakthrough. You don't have to come up with the next big thing. You can work with what you have. You can look at your experience. As a consumer, I always take that as a referential point. I'm a consumer as an individual. I consume TV. I consume all kind of things like skincare. I'm a mother as well. So I always go from that standpoint of, okay, what is happening in my experience? What is frustrating me in my experience? Can I come up with an idea? Can I come up with a better way of functioning or making other people function better? So there's always that creative mind that is working when you are an entrepreneur, and we will get quickly, we will dive into the mindset that we recommend people to work on in order to be successful entrepreneur, because success is always the end result. There's no point of starting a venture and closing doors 1 year or 2 years after. So there is that methodology that is also associated with having a creative idea. So yes, the first point is to have that idea, is to want to change the world, believing that this product or this service will change my environment. But then there is that whole concept and methodology that the entrepreneur has to work on, has to discover, has to master in order to run a successful venture and guarantee a longevity of the business. So what is the entrepreneurial mindset? Okay, I believe that you don't have to be born entrepreneurs. Even if you don't know anybody closely in your environment who is an entrepreneur, you can still become an entrepreneur as long as you develop specific traits that will help you work through that methodology, work through the process of bringing your idea to life and not stop in the middle, just keep pushing. So there's a few points here that I will invite you to consider and take a self-assessment, seeing if you have some of those traits already then it's an encouragement for you to pursue entrepreneurship. And if you don't have those traits, it's still a way for you to learn, and develop those traits. It's a journey, it's not black or white. You grow along and you become better at mastering your idea and crafting your ideas. So the 4 characteristics of an entrepreneurial mindset is, first of all, the ability to control self-doubt. We can all agree that self-doubt is a mindset killer when it comes to entrepreneurial mindset. Even in life, if you consider yourself someone doubtful, it's very difficult to achieve anything, to be confident about what you can bring to the table. You can be working in a job and still feel that you're not adequate, still feeling inadequate. So ability to control self-doubt can be applicable to any career, including entrepreneurship. It's one of the main traits that as an individual we would love to develop, and as entrepreneur we should develop. Because thinking about yourself, you come up with your idea and you're not sure about idea, nobody will believe if you're not believing in yourself. Your job as an entrepreneur is to sell your idea. How can you sell an idea that you're not confident about? How can you sell an idea if you're feeling doubtful about the idea? Who will be investing in your business if you're not confident about making revenue or having a sustainable business? So it's really important to have that ability to control doubt. It's going to happen. We all have a portion of us doubting, but then you have to find ways to control and not let the self-doubt consume you. The second point is resilience. If you had a talk with an entrepreneur, if you know anyone, even the successful names that we have out there, they will tell you that they were told a lot of time no. They tried different ideas and it didn't succeed. It didn't lead to a full tuition of running a successful business, but they didn't stop at failing. And what people call failing, it's called now a learning process. So I'm a positive person. I don't believe in failing in that sense of wasting my time or wasting my energy, but I believe in learning. If you came up with an idea and it didn't work, just learn. You still gain from learning. You still gain from getting feedback from different people and go back and still work on that idea, or still find maybe a new idea that that have more chances to succeed. And again, you have to be accountable. It's easy to blame the system. It's easy to think that we don't have the support, or we knock on that door and it didn't open. But it's always good to take a step back and think about what we did wrong. Think about what we did wrong and better ourselves and better our approach, but we have to be accountable. And then the last point is willing to experiment. Again, entrepreneurship, the sky is the limit. You can come up with an idea today, and then once you go through the process and follow the methodology, you realize that, okay, this is not gonna work. You have to be able to go back and refine the idea, or maybe think of another idea, think of a way to complement the idea. Maybe it was just one piece that was missing to make the idea complete. So you have to be willing to experiment, to try different things, try different ideas, and with the strategy of bootstrapping, meaning that you are using your own resources, it's gonna help you go back and fix something and then keep working on your idea because you didn't utilize all your resources. So I always advise to keep everything on a micro level until the product or the service is proven viable, is proven financially sustainable before going out and asking for investor to come or asking for lenders to sustain your to influx money into the business. So I think that experimental mind is very, very important. You want to make sure that you are giving yourself enough chances to be successful. So keep experimenting, keep talking to your family, your friend. And nowadays, social media is free for everyone. You can always get feedback on a product. You can always get feedback on what you're trying to sell. So, and it doesn't cost anything. So those are the 4 characteristics of an entrepreneurial mindset that I would like for you to ponder on and to think about. If you do have already some of the traits, then it's encouraging. But if you do not have some of the traits, those are points that you can still develop as an individual. You can still find ways to grow that mindset. And when it comes to the mindset, it also comes with the personality. Those are two different things, but they complement each other. If you have a very, like a strength, let's say, if you take the personal SWOT, which stands for strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat, you will be able to have a full picture of your personality. If you know that you have the tendency of procrastinating, becoming an entrepreneur can be challenging unless you decide to work on that weakness and find a way to defeat procrastination. So now that we discussed the mindset, we are getting to a point where you have to take a look at yourself. You have to take a look at your personality. Usually the SWOT will be run as well when you write a business plan. When it comes to your market, you do have to run a SWOT analysis. But this one is about you. It's about your personality. It's about taking an assessment and seeing, okay, what are my strengths? People will say I'm very smart with numbers. So if I run a business, maybe I will not have to hire an accountant for the first 2 years. So this is a strength. The opportunity, you have the Stu Clark Center at the university as a free resource for you. This is an amazing opportunity if you are thinking of becoming an entrepreneur. There is a competition with amazing prize that you can win. And if you are looking at starting your business, some of the prices can help you cover some of the expenses. So those are the things that you will consider as an opportunity because it's something in your environment that is working in your favor as an entrepreneur. And when it comes to trade, it can be something that comes between you and your goals. So I'll take an example with the current situation, like being isolated, being quarantined, like going through the pandemic is definitely a threat for many individuals. Some of us are having a hard time functioning, being secluded, being disconnected from other people. So if you identify the pandemic as one of the threats, you can now focus on finding ways to overcome and still find a way to achieve your goals, right? So this is a very good test to take, and it will give you a full picture of your personality and give you almost like a path to follow to get that mindset ready. Again, as we mentioned, I have a poll here that I will just share, and you will let me know what you think is the biggest killer of the entrepreneurial mindset. I probably already gave you guys the tips, but I will just still carry on with the poll just to see if you guys are following along. So I'm giving you a few minutes to answer the poll. What do you think is the biggest entrepreneurial mindset killer? I mean, it's a tough one. I personally think that everything can kill your mindset, especially with the pandemic. The mindset is very fragile, but there's one that is specifically a threat to having an entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna end the poll. Great. So the correct answer is self-doubt. I think I already shared that. But yes, why self-doubt? Because if you're not believing in your idea, no one else will. This is the core base of that mindset, because everything comes from believing. When you believe in something, you are passionate. You are ready to go against the odds. You are ready to go against anything that is coming as a threat, because you believe in that. You believe in the idea, even if 1,000 people, nobody believes in it. And there's a few examples like that of people who even went to Dragon's Den and they were told that, okay, that's not a business. I'm not going to invest into that business. And oddly enough, they continued and now they're running successful businesses. So this is just an image to show you that believing in your idea, believing that this is going to be successful is fundamental to having an entrepreneurial mindset. I feel that fear is a normal response. We are all fearful. Every time we're trying to come out of our comfort zone, we will feel fearful. But you know what they say? Do it afraid. Do it afraid. Don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let fear make you self-doubt. Don't let fear, intoxicate your mind. You have to still function, even if you feel fearful. And I think that's such like an important topic right now. Just to understand that it's okay to be fearful. It's okay to have all these emotions. It's normal. But the point is to find ways to still function, to find ways to still moving one step at a time. So once we talked about the mindset, how can you develop that mindset? How can you become an entrepreneur, but with the mindset ready? You have to set clear goals. You have to decide, okay, this year is my year. This is what I'm going to do when it comes to my business. I'm going to write a business plan, and goals are pretty, clear and can be set within a time frame. It's different than a vision. You can see yourself as an entrepreneur. You can have the vision of running a successful venture. But when it comes to setting goals, it's really bringing everything into steps and timing yourself as well. So if you're thinking, okay, I have decided to try this year to launch my business, what's next? I have to set goals. I have to write my business plan. I have to come and see Kareem and have a conversation with the venture coach. I have to define success. Again, I'm not a big believer in failure. I'm not a big believer in comparing myself to others. So I think bringing everything to your own understanding of what success will mean. Maybe for other people, success means I have to launch a business and I have to make $1 billion revenue in 1 year. Maybe yourself will be, I have to, slowly transition from a side hustle to a full-time entrepreneur. So success is it's a personal notion. You don't have to compare yourself. Everybody's going at their own pace. You have your own resources and you have your clear goals, and focus on that. And redefine failure, as I mentioned. Failure is just a learning experience. Don't let any setback, don't let any negative answer affect your mind and affect your spirit as an entrepreneur. Face your fear. You have to do it afraid. Fear will not disappear. Fear will always be there. You will always have that sense of inadequacy. It's normal. You can still do it. You can still learn ways to cope with your fear and still be effective. Remain curious. Watch out what is out there. What is the next technology is about. Can I make it better? Can I improve how my community is working? So always be curious. And I know it can be challenging when we are constantly focusing on one thing, but try to diversify your feed. If you're on social media, try to follow different pages, try to follow people who can inspire you, help you become more creative. And again, it's the same challenge to challenge yourself to think outside the box. Talk to other entrepreneurs. There's nothing more empowering than to hear that people made it. To see people that starting from the ground and now I running a business, it's very inspiring. So I will advise you to follow some people on LinkedIn, on social media, ask questions. People are always willing to share their story, and also register for February 9th because we are having 3 successful business owners. We will disclose the guests pretty soon next week, but register for that one just to hear successful stories, because the more you feel that it is achievable, the more you will start believing and the more your mindset will really flourish as an entrepreneur. Yeah, so find ways to focus on building a positive mindset. Again, there's different ways to go about that. People will talk to a life coach, you can talk to a business coach, you can develop healthy habits. It's very important to have healthy habits, to take care of yourself, to focus on self-care, to focus on your mental health, because you need to be your best to be able to do your best. So find little ways to incorporate in your routine, your life routine. Let's say if you wake up in the morning, maybe you can stretch. And it's proven that stretching can help you, release the stress and maybe become more creative. So those are very practical points that you can incorporate in your routine to develop that creative mindset, to develop that strong mindset that is going against self-doubt and keep pushing forward. It's important to take care of you, as we mentioned. Before comes your business, comes you. So you have to be at your best. Mentally, physically, emotionally, you have to be at your best to take on that pressure of living the entrepreneurial life. You are your own boss, so there's a lot of responsibility that comes on your shoulder. Most entrepreneurs are doing everything, accounting, marketing, HR, before they can scale up, before they can plan to have more people on board. So it comes with a lot of pressure. So it's important to get yourself, to get your mind ready if you choose to embark on that journey. So those are the few takeaways from the webinar. Again, this is really an opportunity for you to think about what can work for you as an individual. If you've heard about the Great Resignation, we live in times where people are reevaluating what's important for them and adjusting their lives accordingly. There is a strong peak in entrepreneurship. People are having more interest, venturing as a career, working in a team, working with the team to develop a business. So it is important to understand that, if it's something that's important for you, you know your life better than anyone. You understand your resources, you know the dream that you have. It's important to take a step back and take your personal SWOT and think about, if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you would like to have that balance, but it also comes with more responsibility, as we said early on in the presentation. But you have to give it a try. If you keep in mind that I'm going to experiment, you can still give it a try and see for yourself if you can make this a success. Again, this is our upcoming webinar. Feel free to register. This one is very important if you're working on a prototype, if you came up with an idea that's your own, that nobody has it on the market. I will encourage you to register for protecting your IP. We're having a lawyer, Sylvia De Sousa. She will be coming. She's an IP lawyer with TDS, and she will be sharing with all of us the different steps that we have to take to make sure that we patent our product. I'm a resource for you. I'm already seeing some of the students coming and booking meetings, and I'm more than willing to have a conversation with you. Even if it's not directly related to entrepreneurship, feel free to come and chat with me. I have experience working with different people, different community partners in the community, different community partner, business partner, such as Norforge, Women Entrepreneur Center. So I do have that practical knowledge and connection in the community. If you need a referral, if you have any questions, if you're not sure what to do, who to talk to, I will be glad to be a support for you. So you can book a meeting with me using our platform. If you go on the website, it's pretty self-explanatory. And feel free to book a meeting and chat with me. This is the end of my presentation. I'll now be answering any questions that you have. Feel free to pop them in the chat. And yes, I hope that you were able to learn something. And this was my first webinar, and I'm pretty excited for the year to do more of the webinars and support you guys in your journey. Lindsay, I don't know if you have any questions in the chat that you would like to read.
Corinne, there is one question. It says, could you please send the link in the chat? I think, do we plan on sending this out to everyone after the fact?
Yes, the video is recorded, so it will be posted on the website, on the Studio Center website. Once it's there, you can go back and take a look at the notes.